Welcome. My name is Hugo Lourenco. I come from Portugal. So my presentation of the case study, it's about how to make leadership buy-in with Scrum at scale. So the categorization of our customer here is a multi-million-dollar company with business, especially in Europe. And they have all this profile with interfaces, 500,000 users just in Portugal. And they have issues, like several companies, they have always the same problems, okay? So every time the company needs to launch a new product, the time to market is up more or less between 18 to 24 months. So Scrum, it's a framework to reveal problems, and this is where we start our story here. So this is what we start to measure with them. So what we measure from them, it's their process, the process they have, put them in 50 weeks to release a project, 4 to 5 months of idle time, 8 months work to deliver the project, and more or less half year just to stabilize everything. So again, a different company, but very similar to other companies where we go and have the same problems. Another thing we saw is the alignment between the portfolio program and project. There was not much alignment, so we see a lack of alignment between all these areas. So we see much more here in the team area, where we have different goals and they were not aligned with the program or with the project, and the impediment and what they are trying to do to fix the impediments was kind of just discovered by themselves, not really helping each other to achieve the goal, okay? So using Scrum at scale approach, what we try to bring to the Agile, to these executives, it's a clear and compelling strategic vision. We use the modularity of the Scrum at scale so we can put a couple of things in action. This is some of the workshops we start working with them to understand the context and what are the priorities of the organization. So our goal is to bring them alignment between the top management and the lower levels. So to succeed in scaling, we need to consider all the dimensions, find all the roadblocks they have, what is the journey, what is the alignment, and putting all them working together. So this is kind of what they have, and where is the why, where is the purpose. So that was really hard to, even for themselves, to explain to anyone. So we create this model just to explain where is these Chinese walls, the walls of the confusion, where everybody gets lost. So instead of this, trying something to create like a little bit of that. That's more our approach with Scrum at scale by using this modularity. So we have a Meta Scrum, which is kind of influence all this prioritization. We have the executive team related to the operation things, and all this Agile bubble, it's where all these initiatives will be work on it. So having, in order to achieve this linear scalability, it was one of the things we tried to explain to this executive team. So right now, we are trying to, besides exposing your problems, it's also this buy-in from the leadership and the management to move forward from a different approach, or traditional approach to the Scrum at scale approach. And right now, we are from the Scrum Master cycle and the Product Owner cycle, we are going to implement other of the modules. So using Scrum at scale brought this vision and alignment. This was the first aha moment from the CIO of the organization we are working with. Any questions?
What specifically did the executive Meta Scrum do to help align the strategic vision?
One of the things is they talk about, this is really cool, because one of the things is we asked what is their why, and they hire a company to build their why. And it says, no, that's up to you to organize yourselves and come up with your why. Why do you do what you do? And this is one of the cool and interesting things. These guys sit together, but they don't work together because they were not working in alignment. So that was the thing these guys first trying to do by themselves. Doing it individually, then doing it in group, and start understanding how to craft a vision that everybody's committed to agree and to make it working. That was one of the things. Yeah, a question?
So I loved the picture with you were talking about a mess and there was just a matrix of cards there, all the blue cards.
Yeah, the Chinese walls.
Okay, so was that just a metaphorical picture or was there something structural?
No, it's the reality, because how does a project take almost 250 days to happen, 50 weeks to deliver a project? So these guys talk to each other, but they are not aligned to deliver anything. They are aligned to work, but they are not aligned to deliver. So how a company can survive if they don't deliver whatever the customers are waiting for? If the company stops delivering anything during 18 months, so where is all the innovation? Where is time to do some innovative things? Where is time to answer to customers? So it's kind of their purpose, what of their business. It will, they will lose business in a couple of years.
On one of your charts, you had an EMS moon and an EAT moon.
Yeah.
Explain the analogy with that.
Well, the analogy is just like two satellites, right, around of the Earth. So that's the two same things. The influence lines they created to make that agile bubble work and be sustained. That's kind of the analogy, just this working together to make all the work come to be a deliverable.